Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Alex Cheney.
And I'm Renee Summer. We begin with breaking news tonight. 4 people are behind bars this evening following the discovery of a drug tunnel in Imperial County. News 11's Molly Lang joins us live from Calexico at the tunnel location on Dual Avenue and 3rd Street, and she begins our team coverage.
We're just behind this warehouse here is a home that contains a subterranean drug tunnel. Now, we're only 300 yards away from the border if you look over this way, and that is where the entrance to this tunnel began at El Serape restaurant, which is a fully operational restaurant, and the exit ends in the living room of a residence here on 3rd Street. Now, federal officials say this is the first time that they've seen a home constructed solely for the purpose of concealing a subterranean drug tunnel. And the tunnel is only 415 yards long and stretches from El Serape to this home on 3rd Street. And drug traffickers were using this home to transport the drugs, and there was a home on Horizon Street in Calexico that was used to store the drugs as well as a warehouse. Now, officials say 3,000 pounds of drugs have been seized and 4 people were arrested, 2 in California this morning and 2 in Arizona yesterday. Now, this is the first operational tunnel discovered in Calexico in a decade and has been operational since February. We attended a press conference this afternoon with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and Laura Duffy says that they have been watching the drug traffickers' activity for a while.
This residence was constructed last year for the sole purpose of concealing this drug tunnel and for cartel's ability to move drugs through the tunnel.
Now, the 2 defendants that were arrested today in Calexico are set to appear in El Centro tomorrow morning in court. Now, stay tuned for Nightside as we hear from neighbors on what they heard and saw early this morning. Live in Calexico, Molly Lang, News 11.
All right, thank you. We look forward to those updates, Molly.
Renee, Alex, I'm standing less than 300 yards away from the border and just down the street for a home where they found a subterranean drug tunnel. Now, federal officials are saying this is the first time they have seen a home purchased solely for the purpose of concealing a subterranean drug tunnel. Now, the entrance to that tunnel begins in Calexico. Mexicali, that is, at a restaurant, a fully operational restaurant called El Serape, and the exit is right here on 3rd Street in the living room of this residence. Now, it was just covered up by some tile, and federal officials are saying that they arrested 4 people, 2 in Arizona yesterday and 2 in Calexico today, and they're saying that the tunnel is 415 yards long, stretches from El Serape to the home on 3rd Street, and drug traffickers were using this home to transport the drugs. And a home on Horizon Street in Calexico were being used to hold those drugs as well as a warehouse. Now, federal officials have been watching the drug traffickers for a couple days now. That's how they were able to make their arrest. And also, they say that 3,000 pounds of drugs have been seized. 4 people were arrested. This is the first operational tunnel discovered in Calexico in a decade and has been operational since February. Now, we went to a press conference earlier today where we heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office and spoke to Laura Duffy, who says they have been watching the drug traffickers for a couple days now.
Working this case, Homeland Security investigation agents have been monitoring and listening to conversations as traffickers scouted for areas in the Calexico community to bring this tunnel up into the United States.
They confiscated all the drugs. Now, they had 4 arrests so far, 2 in Nogales, Arizona that occurred yesterday.
Now, the 2 defendants that were arrested today are set to appear in court tomorrow in El Centro. Stay tuned for the evening edition as we bring you the latest details.